Welcome to part 2 of Botany for the Backyard Gardener. In the last video, we learned some Latin, and I have to correct myself because some of the words weren't Latin, they were Greek. So now we're really multilingual. And the word cotyledon is Greek, meaning cup-like or concave, and we saw that in our bean seed. So we supplied the 3 requirements for germination: moisture, warmth, and soil. Our seeds started to soften. The seed coat split in many instances, and water was taken up into the seed, and it started to expand. The cotyledons would then supply food necessary for the radicle to push out the primary root that protruded through the seed and grew down. Let me stop for just a moment. There are some people that think that it's necessary to plant the seed in a certain direction so that the root will be in the right direction to grow downward. Well, this isn't needed. The seed has a natural ability to detect which way is up and which way is down. For instance, the root of the plant, or the seed in our case, has a physiological process that's called geotropism. Geo meaning earth, that tells the seed root which direction to grow. If the seed is turned upside down, then the root will emerge and just grow over the top of the seed and head downward. The stem of the plant and the seed also has a process called phototropism, and the photo meaning light, and that causes it to grow towards a light source. We can see this in the case of plants that turn their leaves towards the light of a window. So, what is going to happen next? In our last video, we saw the germination begin in a couple of our seeds. So let's go and find out what's happening with our seeds on their journey towards a fruit harvest and their ultimate mission, which is the propagation of their own seeds for the future generations. Overnight, big changes in our pumpkin seed that we can see. More roots have grown off the primary root, and the seedling's stem has pushed its way up towards the light. What we did miss is that this stem was hooked and into the soil, and it was being pulled, the cotyledons were being pulled out of the soil by the seedling stem as it reached for the light. Now the bean seed is down here, and I can see additional roots coming out here. We may not get this one to grow as nicely along the glass face of this container, but we'll keep looking to see if we see that the seedling stem start to push its way up and pull those cotyledons out from the soil into the air. This is about 5 days later, and we have an excellent representation of what is happening with this bean seed. The root area is down in the interior of our container, and this is the hypocotyl region here, and there's the hook that's pulling this cotyledon out. Here's the seed coat. Looks like there's a little bit of a separation on the seed coat. Here we have some very interesting things that were going on in my wet paper towel sprouting area. Here we have a bean seed right here that the root has broken through the seed coat, still attached to the cotyledons here. There's still a seed coat on here, hasn't come off yet. And this is just trying to find its way down to get more moisture. So we'll put him back. Another interesting one. This is another pumpkin seed. This one is not in the soil of our glass pot, but here would be the base of the plant here at this juncture, because this part is green and then this part is root. You can see the primary root coming down here, all secondary roots, some of the fine root hairs on the structure here. This is the seed coat that has yet to fall off. It's holding on. So if this was the base of the plant, that's still underneath the soil level. You can see how that area of the hypocotyl is pulling out the cotyledons out of the soil and stretching up towards the light. So, pretty cool. And this all happens from here down. That's under the soil. Okay. Here's another one. This is another pumpkin seed. I just love looking at these root systems here. All of those fine root hairs to take up moisture, to stimulate the growth of the plant. Right. And here is a pea seed. Look at the contortions that root is going through to find the source of moisture. And there is a shoot that's going in the opposite direction, up and towards the light. Quick review. We have the seed in the soil and the primary root is coming out, and the hypocotyl region is expanding upwards. It's pulling the cotyledons out of the soil, and the seed coat is falling off. The stem area is elongating, pulling the cotyledons up. And then this portion is what we are going to review in our next session. We're going to talk about the structure of the plant and what happens between this portion and this portion. So stay tuned, and I hope you follow along for the next segment of the life cycle of our bean plant. If you've enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like, and follow along. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. Happy gardening!